Welcome. My name is Byron Schrog, and appreciate you taking a few minutes to walk through some information your friend's very excited about that directed you over here about some new technology that's about to hit the marketplace. And as an entrepreneur of many years now, I figured out that one of the most important things is the timing in the marketplace. To be in front of something absolutely matters. And what I believe you're about to witness and what we're going to walk through is the most disruptive technology that we've seen hit the marketplace since the iPhone came out. So what is behind all of this? Obviously, you're looking at a screen here and you see a picture of a smart card, which actually is a computer that operates and looks like a credit card, and use yourself or possibly be in front of helping us market that. So let's just look at what the card does. I've got a few slides here that are going to go through, and the first thing is this is a credit card that looks like a computer, and the first thing you have to do is turn the card on. Once you turn the card on, now in the window what pops up are the different credit cards you have, but before you can access any of those, it's going to ask you for a PIN number that you have to put in. And once the PIN number is in, then you'll be able to access and scroll through the different cards that you've loaded. Now these cards would include credit cards, debit cards, loyalty cards, gift cards, anything that's got a magnetic strip we virtually can store on this card. So how does it get stored and does it get charged? Yes and yes. First of all, the charging of the card, we have what I call a puck, and that puck comes with it. This puck has Bluetooth in it, and it communicates with the card and also with an app that's on your phone. And when you plug it in, this is how you would charge the card. And as the card charges, we have probably somewhere in the neighborhood about 3 weeks of use per charge. And then obviously you can recharge it in this charger as many times as you like. How do you add a card on there? You simply put it on, where you are now going to swipe the card through the card swiper on the side of the puck. And when it says successful swipe, that means now the card is entered. It'll show up on your phone, and it now is entered into this card itself. And now you enter in the pertinent information of what you're going to call the card, and a few other details specifically about the card. So before we get into any more details of the card, I want to just spend a couple minutes here and just talk to you about another model of business that you'll understand, and you'll understand what took place there, and our model parallels what this is. And this is a comparison to what happened to Apple. In '98, Steve Jobs comes back, takes over his company that he had started, and what is taking place here is he's got this computer that's called a Mac. The problem with the Mac is people just didn't believe it did what it said it would do, and as a result, in the marketplace, there was a very tiny percentage market share. In fact, less than 1% of the population of people that own computers actually had a Mac computer. Now, instead of Steve taking on the big boys head to head, he decided to come in the back door, if you will. And he analyzed where are people at and what are they doing, and he decided to get in the music business, actually in the download business more so, and he created this thing called an iPod and this digital download site called iTunes. As he created that, what happened is people were attracted to it. They liked the idea of having 1,000 songs in their pocket, and as a result, they started buying Mac computers because you could buy an iPod, you could use it by itself, but it worked better if you had a Mac. A little bit later, he launches this thing called an iPhone. Now, the iPhone changed the phone space forever. It was a computer that did phone things. What's crazy about that is millions were attracted to it because they wanted to have the coolest technology that was in the space. And I actually was an iPhone user. I was an iPhone 1 user. I got an iPhone 1. What was crazy about that is I got asked over and over and over by strangers if that was an iPhone because they wanted to see it. And as a result, guess what they did? Yes, they did go buy an iPhone. What's crazy also is now the Mac sales went out of sight because you could own an iPhone and not own a Mac, but the reality was if you liked the iPhone, you tried the Mac, and then you liked the Mac. Now what's taken place is Apple's become the most recognized brand in the entire world through a business model that was not what was traditionally done. Let's look at what this does very quickly, because I know what you're thinking. I want one of these. I like this idea. I've been thinking that I wish somebody would do something like this. Well, we did, and so much more. So the first thing is this is ultra secure. This will end up being the number one reason. Well, the number one reason probably will be because it has a green light. Because when the light flashes, and I'm one of the beta testers of this. I've been testing it. There's a few hundred people that are testing it now. And when the light flashes, it's like time stops. It's absolutely crazy to watch. And as soon as people see the green light, they go, I want one. But let's talk about security, because I believe that this is one of the main reasons why you'd want this. First of all, the credit card you have now in your pocket, when you go to a restaurant, when you get ready to pay, many times you send it off with a server. And the server now takes that card. They could snap a picture of it. The front and back, they'd have all the information they would need to actually go online and make a purchase. This particular card, if you remember, if you'll think back, and we'll go through this again, is there's a screen. But in the screen that you select the card you want, your numbers aren't there. And so what's taking place is they simply just see an expiration date, they see your 3-digit code, and they see the last 4 digits of the card you selected. So they can't take a picture of it. So already with that right there, it's way more secure than what you have existing as of right now. But also, let's remember, they'd have to know how to turn the card on. They'd have to know your passcode to even get that far. Once they get to that far, then they'd have to know how to select the card, and then they'd have to lock the card in and engage it, all right, where we engage an antenna in there that allows the swipe to take place and happen. The second thing, ultra convenient. All right, it takes your stack of cards, all those cards that you have laying in your desk drawer that were your gift cards you got for your birthday or Christmas that you never use. You could store them in here. All right, it keeps all the credit cards and debit cards you'd have, all the loyalty cards that, you know, about every business seems to have one of these, but when you go in there to the business, you never have the loyalty card, and some of them can look it up, some of them can't. Wouldn't it be cool if you just had all that in one card? You just pulled it up in the screen and swiped the card, and then you found the credit card you wanted to pay with, and there you go. All right, ultra smart. Let's talk about this. There's many different technologies built into this. In fact, if we peeled the card back and looked at it, there's 3 different processors in there, but those processors run some very intriguing technology. First of all, a geolocator. So the geolocator would allow us to, your phone and your card can talk to each other and know that if your phone gets too far away from your card, it could send a message, or you could potentially remotely wipe the card if you really thought that was necessary to do something along those lines. So the card knows where it's at. That would be important for lots of different components that's built in here. The second thing is we have Bluetooth that's built into the card. The Bluetooth allows communication between your phone and the card and back and forth. And so with that communication, now you can manage the card very simply, very easily, and update the card. We also have a beacon technology built into that. The beacon technology allows the special VIP treatment of our members. So when they go into a partnered merchant, like one of our restaurants, when you get within about 100 feet of the front door, a beacon can go off and has their picture, and they can be greeted by name. And, you know, they also got information in there on, you know, what kind of wine they like, or what kind of steaks they like, or whatever it might be that you would want to have in that card. And there's many other applications for the beacon technology that's very, very, very compelling. Okay, I know you're saying, I want one. I get it. And let's talk about how you could get one. All right, well, since we're a membership club and we're in the pre-launch of this, the cards are not for sale right now. But we're going to allow our membership base, all right, our customers, which, you know, we've got many tens of thousands of them around the globe. We're going to give them the opportunity to order one of these when we launch in the public, and we want our members to have this long before then. You say, okay, well, when is this going to launch? Well, part of it's dependent on the beta test. There's hundreds of them we have in the marketplace that we're using to pay with right now. And so realistically, we're probably talking 3 to 5 months from right now. Could be in the summertime of when that could take place and happen. But if you say, well, I want one before the summertime because the members are going to get it before we launch this, so how could I get one before then? Well, you could sign up one customer. So if you chose to participate with us today and you signed up one customer, how would you take advantage of the launch? Because I know some of you are thinking, okay, how could I market and sell this? I want to be more than just a member. And so before I do that, in anything that you're going to be part of, it's important to say, what is the marketplace? How do they respond to this? Well, some of us have had this in the marketplace, and we actually have some video of what takes place when you go in with this and how you get stopped. So let's just take a quick look at this.
Okay. Yeah, let me just activate this really quick.
Sure. Oh God, what'd you do?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I turned it on.
No way. Have you guys seen this? Can you show that to me too?
Yeah.
This is the future, guys.
Yeah, you want to see it? Yeah, let me just turn it off.
Is that a picture? card? Yeah.
No way.
Coolest thing. Yeah, come check this out.
Yeah. And then you put in a pin, and then you can scroll through the cards that are all uploaded on there.
Do you have a... I'm sorry, I'm on. Instead of getting six of the cards, we can fill them all at once. That's amazing. That's sick, though. That's unreal. That's dope.
Thank you. Well,
I've never even heard of that. Well, I personally think it's groovy. Better than dope.
have a great day. Thank you.
What are you doing there?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm beta testing a card.
What is it? Because I've never seen it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? So I'm beta testing a card. So I lock it to turn it on and the Chase business cards. Yeah.
Okay, so you log in and you do whatever card you want. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm a little jealous.
There's my wells. We'll launch it probably in the next 5-6 months or so.
I want to be the first.
Yeah? Well, hey, I'm actually in charge of marketing them, so
Okay.
if you did have a card, I can put you on a list or something like that.
Do it.
Seriously. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
It's on the bottom.
Okay.
Put me on a list.
Well,
is that what you need?
if you email or something like that, if you really want to.
Okay, I'm sure as you watch that, you're going, okay, I get what's about to happen. See, in the marketplace of business, if you have something that everybody wants, it becomes easier to market it. You know, I'm an outdoorsman and I love to fish. And I figured out that if the fish jump in the boat, you don't even have to be good at catching fish. And that's what's about to happen. And what's about to happen with our business model is simply this. You know, for 11 years, we spent time pitching a membership. And that membership was, you know, how it could add value to people's life and how they could vacation and have better experiences in life and just add joy to their life. Come by the thousands to buy this. And what's going to happen is we're going to be the first in the marketplace. And over time, will there be more cards like this? I'm sure there will, but we're already going to be in the marketplace. We got thousands of people to help us market this with our membership, because just like the iPhone, what took place is the people that carried the device, those were the ones that were able to sell the device, not because they wanted to, because they had the device. And they sent them to AT&T. Well, those of you that carry the device, if you have it, it's going to attract attention. Just like every place I go, I turn it on, I use it, people ask questions. So let's talk about how these communities look. In the middle, you have our customers, which is in purple, and then you have the reps up off to the left on your screen in blue, people that are card holders, all right? We're going to call them citizens. Now, the difference between a citizen and a customer is, compared to our customers, are going to apply it to this exclusive pricing they get as a customer of the club. Okay, so what does this look like as we start winding this down? This is virally going to move very, very quickly. And what's going to take place is you have an app that manages this card. And in that app, you also have a button that says invite and share in it. And so let's just talk about over here on the right side, down over here on the right. And I want to talk about this person over here that you met in Starbucks because you used your fly card. And they wanted one. And they wanted information, and you literally clicked the invite and share button, and what happened was they downloaded an app and they ordered the card. That genealogy connected them to you, and you received commissions because of that. Now that person goes home and they shared it with their wife and their 2 kids, or their wife and some buddies that they went down and had a drink with, or whatever it might be, is they have the ability to invite and share to those people so they can download the app and they can order a card, and you just got commissioned again. And so what takes place is we can track this in any direction it goes to infinity, and the business that was created as a result of what you started, you play in the commission pool in multiple different ways. The one part you might not understand yet, though, is you're part of a larger structure of people. That structure is a single line. Eventually, you will start a second line, but in the beginning, it is a single line. So not only do you get credit for what you're doing, but anybody that's placed in your line that comes from someone else, you're going to get the credit for that too. So timing could matter. You want to make sure you get back with the person that shared this with you so you can get a better understanding of how this works, but that's how our system works. We've got all kinds of training tools, whether they're online or in person. We're doing events around the world where we're starting in the process of launching this. Once again, we're a company that's been around for 11 years. We know how to do all this stuff, and this is going to be an integral part of us launching this globally. Now, if you're going to participate as a rep, understand there's not any guarantees as part of income. This is a business. You'll have to put time and energy into it, and what you put in, you'll get out. The person also that invited you will get you a disclosure statement. This disclosure statement will show some average incomes that came in at different rank levels. There's a significant amount of income that's being made by some people. They worked very, very, very hard to create that, and they did the things that it took to create businesses like that. I appreciate you taking the time. Get back with the person that put you on here. Here's what I'll tell you. Timing like this only comes around every once in a great, great while. I personally don't believe that there'll be many more opportunities in my entire lifetime that are anywhere close to what this represents. Probably the same goes for you. It would be worth your time and energy to get an understanding of what happened.